each Monday, I'll have a special birthday guest. Now, today's guest is 32 this week and is about to start a major new tour of Great Britain. He's Rowan Atkinson.
I have a detention book. Mattock. Nancy Boy Potter. Nibble. Orifice. Under manager. Zob.
Rowan Atkinson. Rowan, happy birthday for this week. It's actually tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, yes.
Isn't
It's
it?
the last day of Christmas.
But it's so close to Christmas. Do you celebrate it as well as celebrating Christmas?
Well, I try to. Those are my friends who still have the energy left to celebrate anything. But there's two problems. A, of course, it's the day that Christmas decorations are supposed to come down, so it appears to be rather a sort of a final, dead, symbolically ending sort of day, which isn't a very nice birthday to have a day to have for a birthday. And the other thing is that people are tempted to combine presents. So on the top of your present, you have Happy Christmas and Happy Birthday. So you only get one instead of two.
Oh, shame. And what about the wrapping paper? Do you get new wrapping paper, or you get...
Well, I know there is a section of my family who've got this temptation to give you back the wrapping paper that were on the presents that you gave them in the previous year, which I think it's a very economical attitude, but it does mean that you've just got rather creased and crumpled stuff to undo.
Well, it may be very ecologically sound. We try to be ecologically sound, and I'm afraid we do have just a few
And here's
Christmas
some here.
trees
Here's some
on
very
your...
crumpled paper.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you
but
very,
there
very
you
much
go.
indeed.
But
Well, it's very kind.
happy
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
You're about to say
Yes,
Happy
I was
Christmas.
about
weren't
to
you?
say happy Christmas.
At the same time.
Happy Christmas.
Can I open it now? Is
Yes,
that right?
please do, because it's
I'm not
yes,
wasting your
yes,
time.
no.
It's a book.
It's a book.
It's a book, and it's David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Thank you very much indeed. This is the book. This must be why you bought it me. It's the book that I've started 3 or 4 times and
Well-
have never finished.
Well, we wanted to give you permission to start halfway through where you finish. So this time, third time lucky, we want you to
Not
be able
now.
to...
Can
Not
we
now,
say
not
no?
now, but
Yeah.
maybe after the
Okay,
programme
so
you might
much.
like to delve in.
Well, thank you very much
and
indeed.
take a quick
That's
look
very
at it.
kind. Thank you.
Do you use your birthday to take stock? Each year you've done a whole new different thing.
Yes,
work-wise.
to a certain extent. This is 32 tomorrow, so... And being an even number, I think it's more painful than an odd number. I always find odd-numbered birthdays to always sound younger. I remember in my 20s in particular, 23 sounded really sort of zappy and young and zazzy. But 24 sounds very old. There's something about the... And 25 sounds very young, and 26 sounds really dull again. So I think the even numbers are bad, and the odd numbers are good. And this is an even number, so it's not all that good. But generally speaking, I feel now entering my 30s in a more serious way, to have a strangely different attitude towards show business than I did when I first started. I was very lucky to have a lot of success in a very short time, which has its advantages, because it's quite fun to be of an age, an unusual age to experience fame and fortune. But at the same time, I was an electrical engineer when I first started, and really show business and review and comedy was just a hobby that turned into a job. And I remember when it did turn into a job, I felt very cynical about it. I felt as though, I regarded show business as a very, shallow and certainly unpredictable sort of job and career to enter. And I was very much full of, tomorrow I could easily give this up sort of thoughts and go back to electrical engineering, which is what I was doing, or become a truck driver, or all those other dreams which I'd had when I was younger. But
a much more sensible way of carrying out your life.
yes,
at the time.
I just felt as though it was a very short term, it was something that people appeared to be willing to pay me to do, and that's all.
But in what way has your respect for your profession actually changed the way you're working in it? Because you say you're losing your cynicism.
Yes, I feel as though I realise that it's my job now. I realise that it's something I actually enjoy doing. I enjoy the people in show business. I enjoy the creativity. I enjoy its endless scope, really, for anyone who is creative in it, either to act or to write or to produce and direct, and all those sort of jobs, most of which I haven't touched yet, but which I'd like to touch more and more in the future. And just generally realizing the scope that it can give you, and therefore I'm beginning to relax with it more. I think I'm more relaxed now than I was when I started. I was very paranoid and very worried about self-image and things, and now I tend to, I suppose it's when you realize that you can do it. It's when you realize that you are actually capable of maintaining some kind of paid career in show business.
Do you remember when you first realised that you were funny, that you could make people laugh?
Well,
You are funny,
I remember.
though.
Well, thank you, Pamela. You're very kind. I remember being about 11 and 12 and standing up in the school changing rooms and doing something just before games. I don't think it was anything particularly obscene. I think it was just sort of something very zany and strange in front and amusing my schoolfellows with it. And then adolescent self-consciousness set in, and I haven't really done much since, off stage or off screen. And it was really it was my first term at Oxford University when I was asked to take part in a one-night review, and I'd done some sketches at my previous university, but I felt as though I wanted to do something, unusual, and I didn't have time to write anything, and I wasn't a very good writer anyway. And I just started experimenting with my face in front of a mirror. And it was the first time that I really discovered my face as an expressive medium for comedy. And I was 20 at the time, so that's quite late, really, to discover your face.
Well, you yourself, not just your face, but you were discovered at the Edinburgh Festival, weren't you? And you were
Yes,
given
that was
lots of offers
That's right.
after that, which was a great success for you, but you chose not the 9 o'clock news. Let's just have a look at a clip, because we've got
Right.
something from one of the early programmes that you made all those years ago now.
Right. Well,
What do you think you're doing? What?
I'm the mime.
Well, why don't you say so? Right, get on with the mime. All right, who threw that? Who threw that?
Rowan, your comedy seems to reflect our more absurd mannerisms. Is that what comedy is about? You're not a joke teller, are you, or a gag teller?
No, I'm just an actor, really, who happens to have specialised in comedy more than tragedy, I suppose. I don't know, I suppose, all acting, any acting ability is bound to be just a reflection of your own experience in life and the people that you've seen and the situations which you've absorbed and you can now reinterpret. And it's that just interpretative quality which is, I suppose, what makes an actor. I just enjoy, real mannerisms and those extraordinary things. Like I heard when I was queuing for stamps in the post office just before Christmas, when I was behind this man who, the person in front of him was served and went away, and he went up to the counter and he said, could I have 3 O-levels, please? Second-class stamps. It's an extraordinary idea that he's just, he'd seen a Royal Navy careers poster that happened to have O-levels on it. And it's just that nice, the extraordinary way that we talk and behave, which is deemed to be normal.
You say that you're an actor who's done more comedy. Do you want to go into acting more? Is that maybe why you started doing Blackadder, the way you did, which seems to have more acting in it?
Yes, I suppose the second series in particular, the last series, there is a third series coming next year. But in the second series in particular, the character changed dramatically. The first series, the character was an idiot, and a very silly-looking one. But in the second one, there was more acting. Yes,
Let's have a look, because we've also got a clip from Blackadder.
Oh, right.
And where you're doing your usual dastardly things.
Right.
Let's try again, shall we? I have 2 beans. Then I add 2 more beans. What does that make?
A very small casserole.
Baldric, the ape creatures of the Indus have mastered this. Now try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many are there?
3.
What?
And that one.
3 and that one. So if I add that one to the 3, what will I have?
Oh, some beans.
Yes. To you, Baldrick, the Renaissance was just something that happened to other people, wasn't it?
I noticed that every time that we were showing those clips, you almost put your hands over your ears and you look down. And you really
yes.
do not like looking at yourself on
No, I
television,
don't.
do you?
No, not remotely.
Why?
Why? I don't know. It's just that all I can see are the mistakes and the things that I would have done better if I'd been able to see it. But then, of course, if I don't watch myself, then I'll never be able to see the mistakes to correct them next time.
Do you
So-
ever watch yourself?
Well, I do, but I try not to.
What are you going to be doing next?
Well, the next thing really is this tour of Great Britain, which is the first bit of touring that we're doing with the new review, the new one-man show, which we started in the West End last year, and which for the first time is going on tour to Norwich and Brighton and Oxford and all sorts of places. And it follows on really from the experience on Broadway of last autumn, which is the much publicised return, where we went and did the one-man show. And it was a peculiar experience because we came home largely because of the New York Times, that one singular paper.
Which closed you down,
Which
didn't
closed
it?
us down very resoundingly. But the peculiar thing about it, why it was a frustrating experience rather than a depressing one, was that on the nights, you know, when we started to build an audience just before the New York Times whisked them from beneath our feet, the audiences were as appreciative and understanding as any audiences I've ever known in this country or in any other country. And you know, of the 25 reviews that we've got, just to say it again, you know, 4 of them were bad and 21 were good. And that proportion, unfortunately, doesn't mean a lot, because if the New York Times don't like you, then you're on your way home. And so I was.
Well, you're going to go around the country. I'm sure it's going to be a great success.
thank
And then,
you.
of course, you go right back over there and do it again and put the New York Times right.
Yes, that's right.
I think you do.
Well, next year, I hope.
Yes.
We're going to do it in a more modest way next time, but I'm determined to go back.
Thank you, Rowan, for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you.